Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. As always, please practice according to your condition. This has multi-levels in this class, so there's different variations for different levels of ability. So please practice mindfully and please respect your limitations. And other than that, let's begin. Just come seated tall and supreme. Close the eyes. Bring the attention inward. Before God, what existed? Before creation, what existed? God was always there. God will still be there, even beyond the ends of this universe. Merge with that supreme divine consciousness now. Let's begin with the sound of Om 3 times to attract divine attention. Imagine you're everywhere. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your thoughts in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering, and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we acquire a strong desire for liberation from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other. Only peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's do the Om Namah Shivaya mantra, which means I bow to the inner light. I have a bit of a sore throat, and a bit of a cough, so I'll do my best. It might not sound hopefully it won't sound too hoarse. we begin, let's do the mantra for purification 3 times. If you know it, you can do it along with me. If not, just imagine you singing it through the voice of the Guru, and you drive all the benefits of the purification of this space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within, as though you're chanting it perfectly. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bhiantraha Schihi. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bhiantraha Schihi. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bhiantraha Schihi. So now, let's do alternate nostril breathing. The main breathing you can do at any time during the day. It always brings the effects of calming to the mind and puts the mind in a good state for meditation. So we're doing the count 4, 16, 8. 4 in the inhale, the 16 is the breath retention, and the 8 is the exhale. For the breath retention, apply the throat and the root lock. The root lock, you contract the muscles of the perineum and pull the muscles up towards the navel. Contract all those muscles up tightly, lift the pelvic floor. For the throat lock, lift the chest up as you inhale. Inflate the lungs and bring the chin onto your chest, and try to bring the tongue to the back of behind your teeth, to the roof of the mouth, so that this seals the lock off. The attention's at the space between the eyebrows. So we start with the active nostril. To find your active nostril, you're just closing off one side at a time. You're breathing in and out a few times, trying to see which side feels more open. If they feel equally open, they switch actually every 2 hours. But if they feel equally open to you, you just default to your left as your active side. Left hand is in Yana Mudra the whole time through this practice. Second finger and thumb tips connected on the left knee, right hand. Second and third fingers fold down to the palm. This is Vishnu Mudra. Turn the palm towards you for the mudra that we use for pranayama. The thumb for the right nostril, the right ring finger for the left nostril. So close off the right nostril now. Breathe in and out through the left side a few times. And then close off the left nostril with the right ring finger. Breathe in and out, see which side feels more open. So the active side is the one that feels more open. For me, it's the left side. So I'll demonstrate the left side. So you can watch me until you feel comfortable, and then you can close your eyes. I'll guide you through the first few, then we'll do a few on our own. Sing up tall and straight again. Exhale completely. Empty the lungs. Close off the less active side. Inhale through the active. 2, 3, 4. Close both sides of the nose. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. Touch at the third eye. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Throat root lock still engaged. 13, 14, 15, 16. Exhale through the less active side. Release the locks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Completely empty by last count. Inhale through the less active side to inflate the lungs fully. Then hold the nose closed, hold the breath. Attention at the space in the eyebrows again. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Exhale through the active side. Release the chin from the chest. 4. Relax the root lock. 6, 7, 8. Inhale through the active side. 3. Fill up the lungs completely. Hold the breath. Chin on the chest again. Third eye attention. There's a seat of divine perception. Keep all your attention there to attract all the prana there. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Breathe out through the less active side. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out evenly and steadily. 6. Completely empty by the 8th count. Then inhale fully.
Remember, lift the chest as high as you can. Hold the breath now. Everything stops. All the mind activity, the body movements, even the emotions are like they're frozen. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Exhale through the active side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through the active side. 3, 4. Hold the breath. Chin on the chest again. Try to keep your attention at the space between the eyebrows. Train your mind. Control your mind, or the mind will control you. Keep practicing your concentration skills. They lead to meditation eventually. Exhale out through the less active side. 3, 4 for a count to 8, 7, 8. Inhale through the less active side. Hold the breath. You have to bring your chest up high so the back doesn't hunch when you bring your chin down. Keep the face calm. Even though you're feeling tension in the throat and the root perhaps. Exhale through the active side for 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A few more rounds on your own. Keep maintaining the 4, 16, 8 count. Lose yourself in the breath. Become like the witness watching a body doing the movements. The mind starts to wander. Don't worry. Just pull your mind back to what you're doing. Remain unjudging, unconditionally loving of what you see, just as though you're perceiving this through the eyes of the Supreme Witness, which is God. Keep the count even, but you can prolong it by just slowing down the count if you like. This is good for balancing the energies in the body, for increasing the lung capacity, in addition to all the meditative and contemplative effects. Through these divine techniques, we charge the mind, we charge the whole being. Make yourself a channel for that energy that can send out to all beings through your offering of the practice. Next time you breathe out of your active side, the next time, conclude. Take your time, don't shortchange the cycle. Once you're done, just take a few moments to just assess the body and the mind and the emotional states. Just as though you're the observer, no judgment, no concern as to what you see. Remain unfazed, undisturbed. Now with the mind calm and clear, let's begin the practice. So let's come to standing. Begin by establishing a deeper connection with the divine essence within. Spiritual breathing. Stand with your feet about 10 inches apart. Bring your arms up, the palms slightly turned upwards.
from the fingertips, inhale down through the arms. Imagine you're drawing the best down through the arms and right into spiritual heart. Hold the attention and the breath at the spiritual heart. Exhale out through the arms, steadily and evenly. Just the breath moves out. Everything that you pulled in stays in. Inhale again, down through the arms and into the spiritual heart, in the center of the chest and the right side of the physical heart. The residing place of God. Then hold it all there. Hold the breath. Think of God. Think of offering all that you pulled into God. Exhale out through the arms again. Just the breath leaves out through the fingertips. Inhale again, down his heart. Imagine you're a strong magnet attracting everything that you need. Hold it all in the spiritual heart as an offering to God, again, to all beings everywhere. Exhale out through the arms. And keep reestablishing that connection with God and with all beings through the practice. So now let's do some exercises to prepare the body for the practice. Start to swing from side to side. Throw the arms around the body to allow yourself to go deeper into the twist. It feels as though the arms are heavy ropes. Good, and then move the shoulders very rapidly. Feel as though the arms are dead. And just allow the arms to hit the body any which way. The head goes flying in all directions. And then start to slow it down again. And then from here, bring hands on the hips, circle the head. Move it all the way around. Try to see the floor in all the directions. And change the direction of rotation. Try to get the ears right to the shoulders, the chin to the chest, back and head to the top of the back. Now, left foot a little bit in front, right foot back, and then swing the right arm forward 4 times. And switch directions after 4. If your shoulder is a little bit tender, you can use your left hand to support. And then forward again for 4. And back. Feel as though you had a weight in your right hand. You're about to prepare to throw it. And then the other arm, right foot in front, and left arm circles forward. And then go back. Forward again. And back. From here, move. Shake out your wrists, move your fingers very, very rapidly. You can spin your hands around, fling them up and down any which way. Just loosen the wrists completely. Bring the arms up over the head. This for the waist. Take hold of the opposite elbows and bend to your left. Go to the right. Go to the left again. Go to the right. Come up, go back, push your hips forward, chest up, go forward, chin down towards your chest, and then back again, and forward. And come up and make circles, little circles with your head and shoulders and neck. And then start to make the circles a little bit bigger, feeling the upper back and the chest coming into the movement. And if you feel comfortable, circle the whole torso, swing the whole torso down. Large circles traced in front of the body. Come all the way up. And then go in the other direction, starting again with small circles to begin. Head, neck, shoulders. And then gradually start to make the movements a little bit bigger. Feeling the chest and the upper back coming into the movement. And then finally the whole torso. Move according to your condition. And then come up. Good. Release the arms. Now from here, take your arms out to the side. You can hang on to something or place your hand on a wall if you need to keep your balance. Right leg swings back and forth. Try to get the knee right to the shoulder. Throw the leg back. Loosen up the hip. And then the other leg. Lean forward a little bit so you can get the knee to the shoulder. Swing it up high. If you have knee issues, you can just lift your heels up and down. Okay, so just bounce off your toes. Otherwise, be like a child. Jump around in circles. And go around the other way. Hop on the right foot and left. Right again. And left. A few more jumps. Warmed up, let's come to the front of the mats. Continue opening up the body through Surya Namaskara. Hands to the heart. Close your eyes for a moment. Yoga, remember words from the Bhagavad Gita. Yoga is not for those who eat too much, nor for those who eat too little. It is not for those who sleep too much, nor those who sleep too little. Those who are moderate in all their activities. Yoga puts an end to all sorrows. Just try to find sameness in all the moods and all throughout the practice. See sameness in all forms, all just reflections of God, divine manifestations of the Lord. So now, let's move to imagine you're moving as one with all beings everywhere to bring benefits to all. Bring your arms up over the head, arch back. Fold down, bend your knees if you need to bring hands down flat on the ground. Right foot back into lunge, sink down to the seat, push the seat in. Come into high plank. Lower down, knees down, bring the seat all the way back behind the heels. And slide forward between your arms. Lift the chest, bring the head back. Come all the way back, the seat behind the heels, 2 more times. Brush your nose to the ground as you come forward. Tug up the floor with your arms to propel yourself forward more easily and gracefully and powerfully. Come all the way back again. Glide forward between your arms. Come up, the head lifts, the head goes back. Then roll over your toes, Adho Mukha Savasana. Allow the head to come down towards the ground. Right foot steps forward to the head, sink down to the seat. If that was difficult, you can lower the knee down. If the foot doesn't make it all the way, just use your right hand to step the foot forward. Then bring the feet together, chest on the thighs, head down. Roll up into standing salute, hands back to the heart. Again, don't worry about the breath, just move the body in a way that feels natural. That allows the breath to stay steady and even, uniform. Left foot back. The breath will figure out what to do and deliver ease and fluidity of movements. Knees down and bring the seat all the way back. Come again forward, brush your nose to the ground, make your way into Cobra. All the way back, keep imagining you're the witness watching everything. You're not the body nor the mind or the emotions. Watch it all as though you were perceiving it through the eyes of God. Unconditionally loving, unconditionally unjudging. Roll over your toes, back into downward facing dog. Melt the heart down. Left foot steps forward to the hands. Modify the practice as you need to. Remember, move according to condition. The feet together, chest on the thighs, head down. Come right up to standing, reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Stretch up, create space. Approach your true nature, which is limitless, which is boundless in its potential. Right foot back into a lunge, sink down to the seat. Come into plank. Ashtanga Namaskara, knees, chest, and forehead down. And pull through between your arms. Coming up into Cobra, shoulders back, chest open. Back into downward facing dog. Right foot comes forward. Try to place the foot ever so softly. Bring the feet together. Move in a way that's pleasant to watch. that doesn't bring the witness into a state of agitation, even by watching. Hands back to the heart. Reach up and back. So no jerky motions, no aggressive hard movements, no loud sounds. Practice mindfully, consciously. Left foot back. Into the plank. Lower down, Ashtanga Namaskara. Come forward and up. Back into downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward. Gazing up, zone surrender. And eyes downcast, gazing down is zone humility. Come right up to standing, reach up and back. Bring the hands back to the heart. Raise your arms up again. Go down. Pull the body down onto your legs. Right foot back, lower the knee down, sink down to the seat. Pull the arms up. Exhale, sink the seat down, circle the arms down, allow the head to fall back. Inhale, reach up. Start to open up the chest a little bit. Curl the tail under, lean back. Inhale, draw the arms out of the hips. Imagine the arms are joined at the hips. And so you're stretching that whole line all the way down the body. Down the trunk. Back into high plank, Ashtanga Namaskara. Come forward into the Cobra. Shoulders back, neck long. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Melt the heart. Right foot steps forward to the hands. Knee down, left knee down. Pull your arms up, raise the seat, tuck the tail under, and circle the arms down, allow the head to fall back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, sink. Tap into the consciousness of the movements. Rising, emerging into your greatness. Open yourself up to divine grace. Plant your hands, bring your feet together, bow down as though in humility. And come all the way up. Arch back. Come back home, hands to the heart. Always back to the source of love. Reach up. Go down gracefully. Left foot back. Lower the knee down. Inhale, come up with the arms. This time turn to the right. Sink down to the seat. Inhale again, come up through the center, tuck the tail. Lengthen, exhale, curl the tail under. Keep rising about the hips. Try not to drop down into your hips as you sink your seat down. And then again, turn to the right. Turn back towards the front. Come into plank. Ashtanga Namaskara. Come right through to the center. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift the seat up and back. Not the heart. Left foot steps forward. Lower the knee down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, open up to your left. Inhale again, come up through the center. Exhale, press the shoulders down, keep the neck long. And just allow the breath to deliver more gracefulness and fluidity of movement. Turn to the front, right foot slides in beside your left. Uttanasana, pull the body against the legs, head down. Come all the way up to standing, reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Up again. Press the hips forward. Come down into Uttanasana. Lift hand, chest, press into your hands. Back into Chaturanga. You can hop or walk back. And then up into upward facing dog. If you need to, just keep your hips on the ground. But if you can't, press your hips away. Slide forward a little bit. Push your chest forward, pulse a little bit. Try to get your head back a little bit more. The nose up, look like a dog howling at the moon. So try to imitate the form as best as you can. Come into its body and to its mindset. Roll over your toes around the back. All the way back into downward facing dog. So just drop your heart towards the ground and pulse a little bit. Try to push your chest towards the ground. You want to try to form a steep curve behind your head. Belly comes towards your thighs, your arms, shoulders come down a little bit without bending your arms. Maybe eventually those who are very flexible can bring your forehead or your chin down even. Maybe like a dog stretching its back. Stay a little bit longer to embody the loyalty of the dog to its master. Come into that same mindset towards all beings here. And then bring your knees, bend your knees, lift your heels, and bring your feet forward, hopping and walking. Pull the body down onto your legs. Come all the way up. Imagine all beings as your master, serving all of them. For your practice, reach
the arms up, hips forward. Go down gracefully into Uttanasana. Lift the head, chest, press into your hands. Bend your elbows as you go back so you land smoothly. No big jerky and jarring movements. Come into upward facing dog. This time, tuck your chin in, round your back, and right back into downward facing dog. Melt the heart. Roll forward again, making it as though you're doing a divine dance devotion. And then back. Feel like you're a shapeshifter moving through the forms effortlessly. All forms eventually merging as one. Come into upward facing dog, uncoil. Round your back, tuck the chin in, tuck the tail, and then drop your chest down. Soften in every sense of the word. And then lift the heels, bend the knees, look between your hands. Bring your feet softly forward. Pull the body down onto your legs. Uttanasana. Come all the way up to standing. Reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Okay, 2 more. Reach up a little bit faster. Just build a little bit of heat. Pull the hands down to the ground. Lift the head and chest. Back into chaturanga, hopping or walking. Into upward facing dog. Right back into downward facing dog. Lift heels, bend the knees. Come forward. And into Uttanasana. Come all the way up to standing, reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. One last time. All the way up and back. As far as you see fit. Pull the body down onto your legs. Uttanasana. Lift the head and chest. Back into chaturanga. Through into upward facing dog. Just warming up the joints. You have to move the joints every day to keep the body in a state of radiant health. Bend your knees, lift the heels, and bring your feet forward. Pull the body down onto your legs. Come all the way up to standing. Reach up and back. Come back home, hands to the heart. Take pause here for a moment. Inhale from the heart up to the space between the eyebrows. Exhale back down to the heart. Remain established in divine love towards all beings. Let go of all expectations. Let go of all attachments to the results. Do the practice because it simply must be done. And release. So let's come back and we'll do some balancing poses now. So we're going to start off. We're going to do a little bit of sequence. Just do the best you can to move through the poses. Remain undisturbed and unjudging. It's like the gunas who are constantly shifting you. Those forces are constantly shifting you to a place of unrest or deadness, dullness, or peacefulness. Dance with it all. So you're taking the right foot with the right hand. From the inside, lift your leg and the arm up at the same time. It's ballet pose. So exhibit the poise and the grace of a dancer. Lean to your left a little bit. Try to get your fingers in the same line as your toes. If you're very flexible, your legs closer to your shoulder. Otherwise, maybe your hands are a little bit closer to the height of the shoulders. Just try to keep your legs straight. If you have trouble, hold on underneath the leg, the shin. Good. Now from here, bend your knee, bring it in front. You have to bend your knee a little bit and take hold of the heel if you can, or the ankle, and extend the leg in front. Imagine you're resting on a table. If you can, you bring your nose down to your shin. Try to have your back flat. If you need to, just bend your knee. You hold your knee against your body. Okay? Now I'm going to come up. Bring your hands to your chest. Lean back if you can. Look over your toes. So if you're having trouble, you can also just bring your knee to your chest like this. Okay, so that's an option. If you have more balance, bring your arms out to the side, look over your toes, try to get your chest level with your leg. And then come back. All right, try it with the other foot. Press down with the right foot. Bring your left heel in your left hand. And try to raise your leg and your arm at the same time. Looking more like a letter Y or letter T. Let's do your best. If you fall out, just come right back up. Just keep trying. It's the effort that's most important. Good. Now, bring the leg back down in front.
Bend the knee and go do side so you can see. So you have to bend your knee a little bit. Push your seat back. Bring your belly to your thigh as you extend your leg. Press out through the base of the toes. Try to get your body on your leg. And from here, pull your knee in. You can either just come up and lean back. Try to press your belly into your thigh if you can. You keep your leg extended. You bring your chest to your hands and non-gently mudra. Allow your shoulders to fall back a little bit. If you can, you take your arms out to the side. And return. Challenging pose. Just keep imagining yourself in a practice you're trying to attain. And just keep with constant practice, eventually the body might obey. So come back to the back end of the mat. Take your left hand and your right wrist. Walk your left foot forward. Hinge down at the hips. Head height to the hips and raise your right leg up. Balancing T pose. Your body looks like a letter T. If you have trouble balancing, take your arms out to the side. You want to go further, interlace your fingers. Can't the body downwards. Pull the hands over your head. Head about the height of the knee, but then lift your head a little bit. Try not to jam up the back of the neck. Hands come over the shoulders. Good, and then press into your left foot to come back up. And go on the other foot, come back to the back end of the mat. If you lose your balance, you can always take your fingertips to the ground. So take your right wrist, your left hand to your right wrist, move your right foot forward, come down flat again, like you're lying on a table. Try to imagine where your head and your foot are in space, try to get them in the same line. Again, you can take your arms out to the side if it's easier. If you're trying to move into toppling chi, you can take your index fingers down to the ground. Raise the left leg up. Try to get your foot higher than the head. Try to get as high as you can. And then you can take your hands. You can either fly them apart if it's too much to join your hands together. Otherwise, you can open up your palms while your fingers are interlaced. Curve your spine. And then release, come back up. Good. All right, so moving now to the center of the mat, facing the long edge of the mat. Bring your middle fingers together, height to the shoulders, jump your feet apart. Go to your left Virabhadrasana 2. Sink down a little bit, try to get a little bit more forward, so your knees over your toes. If you swing your right hand down, your fingertips might eventually graze the earth. Come to the consciousness of a warrior, strong, mighty, determined. And bring your right arm up to meet the left of Virabhadrasana 1. Look up, bring the head all the way back. Expression of devotion. So to say, I'm yours, take me. So I'm always yours at your service. Come back to warrior 2. Then join your hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, pull the hands down, inhale, lift through the chest, stay strong through the legs now. You have to hinge forward. So pull the hips back a little bit, go to your right. So you can get the forehead down on the ground beside the foot. If it's too much, you can lower the knee down. And try to get your forehead down. Okay, so this is a modified version, the easier version. Do according to your condition and your abilities as always. Express the humbleness of a warrior. Now break the pose, bring the hands down. From here, lower the back knee down. You're going to move the left foot out to your left and then drop the right hip down. So you're anchoring down to the right side by rolling to the right. Right forearm comes down if you can. Otherwise, if it's too much, you stay on your hands. If you can, if you're on form, roll to your left form comes down. This looks a lot like Sphinx here. Just try to sink down to the hips, anchor down to the hips. Keep telescoping the chest forward and see if you lower your chest right down. If you're very low, you can bring your left arm to the outside to allow yourself to come right down onto the ground with your chest. Right. From here, I'll do it this way so you can see. Keep on trying to keep your gaze still like a lizard. Find, merge with the form. If you're right flat on the ground, left arm comes around the in front of the foot, underneath the knee, going from the outside, over your back. Your left shoulder is right beside the foot. Imagine a gentle hand of God on the back of the heart, just encouraging you and just offering you comfort and support. And maybe the heart will melt right down. I'm going to come back up. From here, sink down a little bit more. Your seat is close. Left hand to your left knee, right hand moves all the way back towards the foot if you can. Curve your spine. Now you can stay here. If you can bring your right foot up. Move again. Sink your seat right down so you have the balance. You can take the right foot up to the shoulder. You have to lean towards the shoulder and bring the foot in the crook of the arm, the fingers right by the ear. Then when your left hand comes around, it finds a hand more easily. Then you push your foot away from the shoulder. So you can do this version swan, or you stay here, or you can come up. Regular Kapiyasana. Rock the shoulders back, pull the arms back. So again, move according to your condition. Find the form where you find steadiness, where it feels like the best offering it can give. Look back, maybe eventually your toes, index fingers land over your toes. Make sure your arms don't bend, keep them straight. Break the pose. Come back down, press into your front knee, and pull the left foot in a little bit closer so the legs are like a box. So from here, bend the toes under the back foot, right arm up, go to the outside of the knee to start, left hand on the seat or on the hip. Inhale, push the lower back up and in, exhale, turn to your left. If you can lean back so you can touch the fingers to the inside of the heel and push against the knee and the heel so you're towards the right as you turn more to your left. Look behind your left shoulder. If this is easy for you, Parivita Paschimottanasana. Right arm up, allow the arm to drop down on the outside of the leg, the armpits on the outside of the knee. Hands in together in prayer. Or left hand can form a fist. As you push the left hand into the right, your hands come down from the chest, the center of the chest comes forward to your thumbs. Roll the left shoulder back. You try to get your belly higher than your thighs, you can spin a little bit more. Eventually your left shoulder goes all the way back, your face and chest up. Those who can take a bind, go ahead. Use the left hand to your elbows underneath the knee, the space below the knee. Use the left hand to guide the hand underneath the leg. Left arm goes over the back and you hold it from underneath. Lift the right knee up off the ground if you can. Inhale, extend to the crown. Exhale, roll the left shoulder all the way back. Now, option here to come into balance pose. Look forward. Bring the right foot forward. Take half breath in. Step the right foot in. And from here, push into your right foot. Take half breath in to come up. Extend the leg. If you can keep your bind, if you have a bind, keep it. If it's too much, take hold of the knee or take hold of the edge of the foot. Good. And then from here, turn forward, release, come back into downward facing dog. Moving to Vasisthasana on your left hand first and your left foot, move the left hand closer to in front of the nose and lift up. You can cross the legs at the ankles, right leg in front of the left. You can lower down on your knee if you need to modify. Others, variations, slide your right toes back, lift your hips, turn your chest up. Come into wild thing. And then keep pressing to your left hand, keep the arm extended, don't fall into your shoulder, back into high plank. Go the other way now. The right hand in front of you, coming more to your left, and open up to your left. You have to press your hips high and make sure again you don't collapse into your shoulder. Keep the left arm fully extended. Lift out of the shoulder. Slide your left toes back if you like. Spin on the heel of the palm, hips and chest up. Back into plank. Good. From here, bring your seat back, left foot steps forward, and then spin around to the long edge of the mat. Arms out to the side and come up. We're going to go to the right, so if you're facing the wrong way, just jump like that. Jump 180 degrees. Okay, so then we lean forward into the Virabhadrasana 2. Long and strong lines. Embody all the traits of a warrior, the power, the determination, the courage. Left arm comes up, overhead. First and foremost, devotion to those that they serve. Bring head back. Always seeking to seek higher devotion. So whatever they do it unhesitatingly. Without fear, without thought to themselves. Back into warrior 2. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Pull on the hands, lift the chest, bring the head back. And then dive down. Push your knee, the right knee to the outside. Keep your legs strong as you dive down. Again, you can lower your left knee down on the ground if it's more accessible. Express the humbleness of a warrior. Now release the hands, bring them down onto the ground. Lower the left knee, flatten out the toes. Walk the right foot a little bit more to your right. Fall to your left, so your left forearm can come down. Roll to your right, the right arm will come down. So make sure your knee doesn't fall away from your shoulder. If it's doing this, move your foot out so your knee and your foot stay in the same line. If you're getting close to the ground, bring your elbow outside the foot. Now again, just imagine your sphinx, your anchor down for the lower body down, from hips down. And maybe the weight of the hips on the ground will eventually allow the chest to come down more easily. Imagine there's a weight that's sitting on the seat and it spreads all the way up the body. Again, you can take the variation of the bind if you're flat on the ground. The arm has to come on the outside, from the outside underneath the knee, and then over your back. Remember, these are all variations that are not, if you can't get to them, don't worry about it. Just do your best with where you can. But keep imagining yourself in the body, in the practice that you're trying to attain. Imagine yourself in it. Just think of yourself as being one of the forms. And then come up, right. Okay, then move back here again to show from this side. Keep your seat right close to the front heel to keep balance. Right hand to the front knee, left hand glides back. Curve the side body. Try not to form wrinkles at the waist. Lean away from the leg. Those you want can bring the left foot up, close to the shoulder. And lean towards the shoulder a little bit so your foot comes to the shoulder. When the right arm comes around the head, the fingers, if they're close to ear, will find the hands more easily. And then push the foot away from the shoulder. So think of a swan's neck. It doesn't have any large kinks in the neck, no sharp bends, smooth lines. Try not to fall towards the left, open up to the front. You can stay here, or if this wasn't accessible, just do your regular Kapyasana. Bring your arms up, move the shoulders back and forth, and go back as far as you can. Pull the body by the hips. You can even bring your hands to the seat. Just be creative to try to find yourself in a form that exercises your maximum potential. But don't go to a place of pain, don't go to a place of anxiety. Remember, what you're feeling is to an extent affecting everyone. So move in a way that don't transmit what you don't want to feel in your own body and your being. Come up right now. Left arm up, Parivrtta Parsvakonasana. Left arm to the outside of the leg. Hands together in the heart center. And push into the hands. See how the belly comes higher than the thigh? So that you have more room to spin. Take the right shoulder all the way back. You have to keep pressing against the outside of the knee. You can stay upright more if you need to modify, or go into a bind if you, the other way, have more able, you have a seasoned practice. Come into bind and lift the back knee up. Roll the right shoulder all the way back, turn the face and chest up. Keep the back leg super strong. Try not to let it sag. This will just get you tired more easily. Now, option here, look forward. Take a half breath in to lighten up. So you can step your left foot beside your right. And then come up. Press into your left foot. Take a half breath in to come up. And raise and extend the leg. Coming into standing twist again. If you need to, don't take a bind. You can take hold of the knee. Or take hold of the foot, if this is more accessible. Shoulders over the hips. Look behind you. Come back. Make your way into plank position. Then downward facing dog, setting up for Vasisthasana once again. So go to your left, go on your left hand, left foot first, so you spin towards the right. Come into your Vasisthasana. Make sure you don't drop into your shoulder. If you know how to get into the advanced variations, go ahead, slide your left foot in a little bit. Make sure your left foot, clear the base of the big toe, is grounded. Keep your hips up. This is what we do. We'll start from downward facing dog. Take the right knee. If it's easier, take your foot up. Or extend your leg, you can take the foot. Now keep pressing into the left foot. Straighten out the left leg, keep your hip high. And release. Remember, this is not a requirement. Just do again what is suitable for you. Go to the other side now. The right hand comes to the center of the mat, and just you can spin. Stay here the whole time. You can lower down on the knee. Keep pressing your hips up. So lots of beautiful forms you can take. If you want again to come to wild thing, bring your right foot in a little bit. Shorten your base so you can get your hip up. As though you try to get your hip right over your heel. And then it comes more easily. If your right foot is flat on the ground, you're pushing with your right hand. It's open from the shoulder. You'll be able to take your foot up more easily. No weight on your left foot. Eventually catch the knee. If you can, extend the leg. And take the foot. Break the pause. Come back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften. Step the right foot between the hands. Spin on your feet, facing long into the mat. Inhale. Arms out to the side and come up. Good. So we're going to do hero sequence now. I'm going to turn my change my orientation so you can see more clearly. Bring your hands to the heart. From the solar plexus, inhale up to the crown. Imagine you're drawing the power from your inner source of power right up to the crown. Make it available to all beings everywhere. Exhale back down to the solar plexus. Again, From the solar plexus, inhale all the power up to the crown. Make it available to all beings. Imagine them tapping into it. Exhale back down to the solar plexus. Imagine that channel staying open for that energy, constant power to come up. Turn your heels in a little bit. Easy Chakasana. So sometimes it helps to bend your knees, shorten your, bring your stance a little bit closer. Your heels are on the inside, the toes are on the outside. Hands to your seat. And then lean forward, bend your knees. And allow the head to go back. You can keep your hands on the seat if you like. Keep your hips forward. Or if you can, slide them hand one at a time down the backs of the legs. Hold just below the knees to have good control. So then you're rolling, you're twisting a little bit to your legs so your thighs are rolling outwards, your shins are rolling inwards. You're not twisting, you're just turning your counters to create that counter spiral effect. If you're more flexible, you can move your hands down further and further until they come onto your heels or under. You can even step on your fingers with your, if you reach that point. Now press your hips forward and up so your legs straighten a little bit more. Keep your counter spiral, thighs rolling outwards, shins rolling inwards. And then come back up, walk hands one at a time. Up the legs, press into your seat, pull down, and come up. Now arms out to the side, hinge at the hips, come forward. And take your hands down, you can hold, you can step on your fingers with your edges of your feet if that's accessible. If not, you just bring your hands somewhere along the legs and pull your head down, try to get your head between your feet. If you're more flexible, you might be able to bring your head through a little bit further. Try to get the back of the head in line with your heels. Those who can come into headstand here. So if your head is flat on the ground, you can bring your hands, your finger in tripod, finger just behind your heels. And see if you can straddle up. Just bring your legs out to the side and up. Stay for about 10 seconds. This is if you have a headstand practice and you know how to get into it. Okay, so know your limitations, know your abilities. Make your way down if you're up. Try to land your feet in the same place. You have to, as your feet come closer to the ground, you have to engage your core a little bit more. Lift your seat and bring your feet down on either side of the head. Arms out to the side, come up. Once again, easy Chakasana. Bring your hands to the seat, pull your heels in, and go back again. Push your hips forward, make like a riding horse, bend your knees. The lower the head gets down to the ground, the flatter your body gets, you'll eventually be able to see the ground, and those of you who feel comfortable, your head's already close to the ground, you can see the ground easily. The right hand can come down onto the ground in front of your head, and the other hand, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Always according to your comfort level. If you're in Urdhva Dhanurasana, you come back. So come onto your fingertips, push your hips forward a little bit. Bring one hand to the back of the knee, push firmly into the back of the leg to keep strong. And then hold your breath, take your other hand up to the leg, same way. And the rest of us, along with the rest of us, come up. Good, arms out to the side and back to prayer position. From the center of the heart, inhale up to the space between your eyebrows. Exhale back down to the heart. Hero. So always think about again the people, the masters they serve. Good. And then from here, jump your feet together, your arms by the side, stand tall and formidable like a mountain. Be unshakable from the base of the mountain right up to the crown. Be unmovable in your devotion to the practice. Now come down. So now chance to try headstand again if you've done it before in the hero sequence. Otherwise, you can do other
modification or variation. So those of you who know how to get into headstand, go ahead. Once you find your way up, bring your attention to the space between the eyebrows. And I challenge you to maybe take a position maybe that you're not used to quite as much. If you're very comfortable with headstands, maybe change your arm position or bring your legs into lotus. And just challenge yourself to be still in the pose. Okay, and then from others, if you want to try other variations, if you're very uncomfortable coming up very high, forehead to the ground, lift your seat up. Try to get your seat over your knees. If it's too much pressure on the back of the neck, just move your head forward. So you can stay like this. This is still an inversion. If you want, you can bring your hands also beside your knees. Lift your knees up off the ground, walk your feet towards you so your seat comes more over your shoulders. And then you press just underneath the knees against your hands, your elbows, and flick your toes up. Your toes are very close to the ground, so it's not far you can go. So this is a nice way to make your way to your first little steps towards headstand. Eventually you can bring your feet up if you feel comfortable, up towards your seat, and you move your elbows, your knees closer to your shoulders, along the arms. And if you still want more, those you can headstand, still stay. You can play the variations if you like, and come off one hand. So I invite the advanced practitioners to do their variations now. Otherwise, another one here. Make sure your elbows underneath the shoulders. You can hold the elbows easily. Interlace the fingers and place your head between your palms. Make sure your elbows don't move. They should not slide out to the side. Keep pressing into your arms and bring one leg back over your head, behind your back, and then just pulse up and down. Lift up off the heel and come back down. Each time you lift up, see if you can bring your toes even closer. So when your heel comes up, your hip is pretty much almost over your shoulders, and this will help you to stay up. Now just press into your head with your hands like they're a helmet. Again, pull your toes away from the ground. Flex your feet. So don't put your toes, push to the base of the toes. Keep your toes active. This will help you keep your muscles engaged that you need to stay steady in the pose. Eventually your left foot can move all the way back so that the feet are about the height of the hips. Again, don't jump into it. Okay, so if you throw yourself up, you might land on your back. So do it mindfully. If you want, imagine at a wall, and facing the wall, you can place a foot on the wall. On the wall in front, and your other foot, you take it off the wall eventually. And you do the same thing. Make sure you're close enough to the wall that you can touch it easily with your knee bent. And you just pull your toes away. Your foot about the height of the hip. Alright, now make your way down slowly. Those in headstand, come down softly. Come back into child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax. Roll up. Now we're going to find our way into shoulder stance. Okay, so we're going to, easiest way to get into it is to come from the seated position. So move to the front of the mat. So you have most of the mat behind. And then so you sit, roll back, press into your arms, and send your feet over your head. And try to move your hands closer together behind your back. Join them together if you can. Just get your arms behind your shoulders completely. And then you can take your hands to your back, push into your heels, your palms are roughly in the mid-back. And then lift up your legs, one or both at a time. If it's too much, you can keep your knees close to your shoulders. Or alternatively, place your seat right against the wall, and then push your feet to the wall, and then press into your arms, and then it will look sort of like this. Okay, so your feet are on the wall, sort of, if you can imagine, and then you'll have the same shape. So do according to your condition again. Okay, from here, if you're right up on the top of your shoulders, you might be able to take your hands to your thighs. You have to bring your feet a little bit over your head.
If you have a lotus, go ahead into your lotus. Try to get your knees higher than your shoulders, than your hips. Then bring your attention to the space between your eyebrows. Everything stops again. Imagine your body was just floating there in stillness. Pushing your hips forward. Straight line from the toes all the way down to the chin, or the knees up higher than, as high as they can go. Pindasana, or plow pose. If you have a lotus, you come into embryo pose. You bring your thighs against your body, and if you can wrap your arms going outside the legs, turn your hands underneath the seat. If you don't have a lotus, bring your feet up, or bring your feet down behind your head. If your feet don't come all the way down, bring your hands to your back and just gently push into your back until your hips come up a little bit higher over your shoulders, and then your feet might come down a little bit more. Again, according to your condition, being mindful of any limitations. You have the option as well to drop your thighs against your chest, your knees on either side of the head. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, but deeper within your body, the mind, and the emotions. Good. Now, for those of you who are very familiar with the Dharma Yoga practice, can roll into camel if you like. So those of you know it. Otherwise, you might want to sit up to look. Don't stay in the plow pose while you're looking, but you can look if you like. You bring your feet to the left, and then you push into your shoulder. Try to get your left knee down. You can bring your right hand beside your head and roll right up. So your knees on the outside of the mat. You come into camel if you like. Push your hips forward. Bring your hands to your feet and bring your head back. But then you come down right away. So you tuck, you come back down. You bring your left shoulder in front of the left knee. Push into your left shoulder, push on the back of the head, and come back to plow pose. And then you go the other way. So you bring your legs over to the right. You push in the shoulder, left hand can come beside your ear. Tuck your chin in and roll up again. Be mindful of this. If you have neck injuries, it might not be a good option for you to try. Come into camel for a moment, and then come back. So then you bring your right shoulder down in front of the right knee, and then press into the side of the head, push into your top of your shoulder, and come back. So you have to bend your neck quite a bit, okay, for this one. And then you land hopefully in the same place as you started. So you can do this once on each side if you like, for those you want to try. Otherwise, stay in plow or come back into plow. Or Karmapidasana, thighs against your chest. Keep on trying to merge with God and find God in all the forms. It's more important than just always moving and coming to rest this place. Try to find stillness in the mind. Now we're going to come into fish pose. Bring your hands behind your back, your thumb tips and your index fingers together, and then bring your legs down. And once your seat lands on the wrists, just keep bringing your legs down, but stop about midway, so your legs about 45 degrees. Once your legs 45 degrees, push into your elbows, lift your back up off the mat, so you're like a V shape. Keep charging your legs, move your elbows closer, push your chest up,
bring the top of the head down. If it's too much, you bring your legs down to the ground. If you want more, you dig your hands out from underneath, place your hands together in front of your thighs, same angle as your legs. Fast drink of breath. Breathe very fast through the nose like a sniffing dog. Leg up. You can do this in your bridge too. And then back down. And bring your right leg up. And down. Left hand up. Present your right hand. And down again. These are all options. Move according to your abilities. And the right hand up. And down. Lift up the heels again. Push your chest forward. Stretch. And come down on your, softly on the head first, and then lie down on your back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax. All right, now come up. Raise your arms up over the head and sit up. Come up any which way is good for you. We'll go back into here. Okay, sorry about that. I hope you didn't lose too much. I didn't know when it, because of the power, I'm sorry about that. So hopefully you didn't lose too much, or any of it, and then we'll continue. All right, so now, getting ready for some forward bending now. Let's start off with Paschimottanasana. Bend your knees if you need to. If you have very tight hamstrings, raise your arms up and then pull your body down onto your legs. Hold the edges of the feet. Push the chest towards the knees and then try to get your chest beyond your knees. You can take hold of your opposite elbows. Hold your legs against the body. If you're flexible, of course, you don't have to waste your time. Slide your toes forward and keep your body with your legs as you go down. Take your attention to the base of the spine. Imagine the spine lengthening out of its source more and more. Imagine the top of the head touching the feet eventually, the front of the feet. And then coming up from here, a little bit deeper, Karmasana. Open up your feet a little bit. Bring your knees up and slide your arms underneath your shoulders. If your shoulders are above your knees or pretty high, just take hold of the outer edges of the feet and just try to get your head down towards the ground. If you're more flexible, if your shoulders come easily underneath your legs, you can come into Karmasana. Bring your hands beside your hips and slide your heels out. Eventually try to get your chin on the ground. Eventually your chest will come down, eventually your belly too. So allow the weight of your legs to melt down and bring more weight into your arms to get your body to come down. If your elbows are free, you can join your hands over your back. Now, extend your breath. Inhales and exhales become longer, just like a tortoise. This is breath, that's why they live so long. Nice, slow, steady breathing. If you had only a limited number of breaths in your life, you want to make them last as long as possible to prolong the life. And from here, come up, slide your feet in, and then just lean back, allow your legs to hang over your arms. Okay, so your legs are hugging the fronts of the shoulders, fronts of the arms. Your knees are close to shoulders. If you can, press into your hands really hard, and then reach forward with your crown. You might be able to lift your legs up right from there. If that's too much, you start in standing. You start with your feet
Flat on the ground, about a little bit more than shoulder width apart. And then you bring your hands in behind your heels. Lower your seat down. You can do this on your knuckles as well, and your fists if your wrists are a little bit tight. And then keep your seat back. Move your head forward so that your body looks level to the ground, your hips and your head at the same height. And then see if you can press into your hands, hold your breath, and lift your toes. If you're having trouble, bring your toes in front and just try to press one foot into the other. Arm squeezing pose. When you squeeze against your arms, you might be able to get your feet up off the ground. Hook your feet together. Okay, if you're very good in your Tikabasana, you can lean back and forth, tilt back and forth like a seesaw. Or you can do push-ups, try to bring your nose right to the ground, bend down, bring your elbows up, and come back up. Okay, so lots of things you can do. Just be creative to exercise your full potential. And then release. Good. Now, bring your wrists together, interlace your fingers and just roll them around. And then the other way. Good. Now, come down onto your belly. Bending the back the other way. Just start with your head on your hands and just shake your hips a little bit, just to loosen up the hips, lower back. First cobra, starting off in Sphinx. You can take hold of the front edge of the mat and pull on the mat. Anchor down through the forearms, push your chest forward, anchor down through the hips and lower body. And push your chest forward, rest, drop the shoulders down, feel heavy in the shoulders. And then slowly you can start to lift your elbows up off the ground. Curve your spine, bring your head back. And progressively, you make your way higher. So slide your hands in, scoot your hands in one at a time, a little bit closer, bring your feet together. Come up a little bit higher. Okay, so take your time with this first one since we were doing forward bending. Make sure you don't jam up your neck. It shouldn't look like you lost your neck completely. Come down, relax, forehead on the hands, breathe in, breathe out. Next, you can do Cobra again if you want. Dhanurasana is next. So you take hold of the ankles, lift the chest. Push the feet back into your hands. You can keep your thighs on the ground if you like. You can use a strap as well. If you can't get hold of your feet, you can use a strap and hold on to the strap. Okay, so, or if you have the strength, kick up through the legs and bring your feet up. Now don't hold the breath, keep breathing. Keep coming up until it's just the front of the pelvis that's on the ground. Everything else is lifted. Thighs are up. Legs are up, head is up. Make it a divine offering. Eventually, if you look up, you'll see your toes, perhaps. Stay a little bit longer. Anchor determination, stay in the pause. And pull the heels in towards the seat. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. One, bow pose again. You can do other bow variations if you like. Those of you who know how to do the overhead one, make sure you have the shoulders to do it. Bend the toes under. You can use a wheel or a strap as well. So, you can see, hopefully you can see. Okay, but you have to take the foot with your, let's say, start with your left side. Push the base of the thumb in the base of the toes. Hold the other fold from the outside of the foot and pull it up until the elbow's higher than the shoulder, so that when you bring your elbow forward, you're not torquing the joint in a weird way. Okay, once you have that foot, it's a little bit easier to take the other foot up.
Bring your elbow up again as high as you can, and then pull the elbow forward. Again, being mindful of your shoulders, please. And then you can come up like that. You can use the strap again. Otherwise, you do the regular bow. Lift up. Make it an offering. And release. One foot at a time. If you're doing overhead one, try not to fly out of the pose with just, again, control your movements. Practice in a disciplined, mindful way. Breathe in, breathe out. But you have to think of your body as a vehicle, just like a delivery truck. So if you don't maintain the body of the vehicle, it doesn't serve you very well. You can't do your job. So think of yourself as delivering service through your body, through your practice. And so practice in a way that is kind to the body. Ardha Matsyendrasana. So you have a choice actually. You can do Ardha Matsyendrasana with your left leg in front, crossed, not crossed, but folded with the heel on the outside of the hip, and your right foot goes on the outside of the knee. Make sure you can get both sides of the seat down. If that's not possible, then you bring your leg forward, your left leg forward, and you slide your foot a little bit further down between the knee and the ankle. Right hand behind the back, left arm up. And then bring your arm to the outside of the thigh. Inhale, push the lower back up and in. Exhale, turn to the right. Start the twist way low in the body at the base of the hips. Try to imagine your skin, you could see right through your skin at your spine. And watch it just spiraling upwards. If you had your leg folded, it would look like this. You can take hold of the heel with your left hand if you like. And as you tug on the heel, you might be able to get a little bit deeper when you twist. Keep your shoulders down. Each time you inhale, lift up higher, push the lower back up and in. Exhale, twist a little bit more to the right. Without falling down into your hips. Now from here, turn forward. This is an option. You can stay there, or you try to get your left foot in line with your right, and then push your left arm against the leg. Try to move your elbow in as much as possible. Left hand comes to the right, and then you had to come forward with your chest. You can bring your head right down on the ground if you like. Your right side head comes down, and your legs are sitting on your arms. Other variations, your head's off the ground. Kodinyasana, bring your left leg up and back. Again, according to your position, your practice. Come back down, as Dharma Mitra says, not important. So it's the effort that counts. Just do what you can. Or wait until it feels accessible to you. Other side. Your right foot is underneath this time, or extended. Left arm up, and go to the left. Keep both sides seated. Inhale, push the lower back up and in. Turn to your left. Eventually your chin comes over your back shoulder. Keep upright. Think of all the benefits that are happening to the pose, and just imagine all those benefits going out to all beings everywhere, for they are when you offer them. Come back forward. Again, if you like, slip your right foot beside your left. Right arm up. Bring your arm down. If you lift your seats a little bit, you might get your elbow closer in towards your hip. If it's too far out, your legs might slip off the arms, and then you sit your legs on your right arm.
If you need to, you bring your head down, your left elbow is just pressing to the side of the body, stay like this. You take your head, right leg back, always with your head down the ground, or eventually push into your hands and take a half breath in and lift your head up off the ground. Come down. Now rest on your back. So lie down on your back. And imagine now that you're making yourself even more receptive to all the incoming gifts by surrendering all effort, letting go of all tension. On the inhales, imagine great beams of light coming in right through the pores of the skin. Imagine these beams of light bringing with it all that you need, the best of the best universe. All the love, the wisdom, the security, confidence, everything that makes you feel grounded and fulfilled, reverent, and loving towards all beings. Fill yourself up with that. Imagine all those effects going right to this spiritual heart, to direct them there, like a river flowing, all that of light flowing right into the spiritual heart. It's the dwelling place of God, who resides in all beings. So imagine a heart space now filling up and becoming infinitely large, large enough to fit all beings within. So in reality, we are all connected, we are all one. All forms just a divine reflection of God, showing all of God's richness, diversity, beauty, and grace. Leave no one out. That light, for instance, of the sun shines down on all beings equally, all things. It doesn't discriminate. So be just the same with your compassion. Extend it to all beings, not just those who are close to you. Think of all those who give you a challenge, who make things difficult sometimes for you, as benefactors, for they're the ones who really show you, teach you how to be compassionate. So thank them and acknowledge them for all that they're doing to help you to grow and evolve. Say to yourself now the following sentence 3 times to ingrain an idea in your heart, in your mind. My compassion extends to all beings. It's through this beautiful practice, through the asana practice, that we can cultivate divine love towards all beings, and non-judgment, and love, and acceptance, seeing all the infinite ways that we are similar to one another. Come back to the idea that everything in moderation.
sign of self-realization is when we see sameness in everything, in activity, in form, in everything. Now prepare to carry that into the world with you. So start to prepare to sit up. Do so in a mindful and quiet and reverent way. Come back to seated. Close the practice with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Instill the peace within, send it out to all beings everywhere. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the divine grace of God. All is within. Namaste. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. So next week, instead of this live stream, I'll be doing it on Zoom. It's my Easter Mahasadhana. So I'll be doing on Zoom, so it's more interactive. It'll be nice to see you in person if you're able to join from 8 o'clock to 10. So it starts half an hour early. I apologize for the time change. It's just I'm time constrained a little bit. So I hope you'll join me next Saturday. And much love as always. See you soon.